Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Forever Green. Today we're doing something absolutely insane. We're diving deep, literally, into the scariest places on the planet. In this video, we explore the 10 most dangerous holes on planet Earth. These aren't just little potholes in the road. These are massive, gaping voids that have fascinated and terrified people for centuries. We're talking about places so deep and dangerous that they seem to defy all logic. From fiery pits that burn endlessly to underwater chasms that have claimed the lives of even the most experienced divers. From abandoned man-made mines to natural sinkholes and underwater pits, we reveal the deepest, most dangerous holes on the planet that will make you think twice before taking that stroll, as they have swallowed machines, animals, and people. Each one on this list has a story, a history of danger, and a reputation that precedes it. We've got everything from scientific experiments gone wrong to ancient sites shrouded in mystery and legend. You are not going to believe what we've found. I promise you, this is going to be one of the wildest videos we've ever made. The scale of these holes is just mind-blowing, and the stories behind them are even crazier. So buckle up, because we're about to go on a journey to the edge of the abyss. Stick around for number 1, as some of these Earth's deepest places have stories as dark as their depths. You won't want to miss a single second of this. Let's get into it. Kicking off our list at number 10 is a place so beautiful it's deadly. This is the Blue Hole in the Red Sea off the coast of Egypt. From the surface it looks like a paradise for divers, a stunning sapphire circle in the turquoise water. But beneath that calm exterior lies one of the most dangerous dive sites in the world, earning it the grim nickname Diver's Graveyard. The temptation for divers is a feature called the Arch, a breathtaking underwater passage that connects the Blue Hole to the open sea. It's an incredible sight, but it's also a deadly trap. The top of the arch is located at a depth of about 170 feet, or 52 meters. This is already beyond the limits of recreational diving, but many divers, lured by the challenge and the beauty, attempt it anyway. The problem is, at that depth, nitrogen narcosis can set in. It's a state of altered consciousness, often described as feeling drunk underwater. Divers become disoriented, their judgment is impaired, and they can easily lose track of their depth, time, and air supply. They might swim deeper instead of ascending, completely unaware of the danger they're in until it's too late. One of the most tragic and well-documented cases is that of Yuri Lipsky, a 22-year-old Russian diver. In the year 2000, Yuri strapped a camera to his helmet to record his dive, unknowingly capturing his own final moments. The footage is absolutely chilling. You can see him descending, and as he gets deeper, his movements become erratic. He misses the entrance to the arch and continues to sink. You can hear his panicked breathing as he realizes his mistake, but by then, he's too deep. He sinks to the bottom at over 300 feet, where he succumbs to the pressure and lack of air. His body and the camera were recovered the next day by Tarek Omar, a deep-water diving instructor who has personally recovered over 20 bodies from the Blue Hole. The footage serves as a horrifying warning to anyone who underestimates the power of this place. The Blue Hole is a stark reminder that even the most beautiful places on Earth can hide the deadliest secrets. It's estimated that over 200 divers have lost their lives here, and many of their bodies have never been recovered from its dark, silent depths. Coming in at number 9 is a place that looks like it was ripped straight out of a blockbuster disaster movie. This is the Darvaza Gas Crater, better known as the Door to Hell. Located in the middle of the Karakum Desert in Turkmenistan, this fiery pit is a man-made disaster that has turned into one of the strangest tourist attractions on the planet. This thing is massive, almost 230 feet wide and 66 feet deep, and it has been burning continuously for over 50 years. You can see its glow from miles away at night. It is literally a giant, endless bonfire in the middle of nowhere. The story of how this happened is absolutely wild. Back in 1971, when Turkmenistan was part of the Soviet Union, a team of Soviet geologists was drilling in the desert, searching for natural gas. They hit a massive underground cavern filled with methane, and the ground beneath their entire drilling rig collapsed, swallowing the equipment and creating this giant crater. The geologists were terrified that the crater would release huge amounts of poisonous methane gas into the surrounding area, posing a threat to nearby towns and wildlife. So, they came up with what they thought was a brilliant plan. They would just light it on fire. They figured the gas would burn off in a few weeks, solving the problem. Well, they were wrong, horribly wrong. They lit the crater, and it immediately roared to life. Weeks turned into months, months turned into years, and years turned into decades. The fire never went out. They had massively underestimated the sheer volume of natural gas reserves lying beneath the desert floor. They had literally opened a door to a seemingly endless supply of fuel. Today, the door to hell is a surreal spectacle. The intense heat makes it impossible to get too close to the edge, but that doesn't stop tourists from flocking to see it. And get this, the area around the crater is reportedly filled with camel spiders, drawn in by the light and the heat. So you have this giant burning pit of fire in the middle of a desert, surrounded by creepy spiders. It's the stuff of nightmares. The Turkmen government has talked about extinguishing the fire several times, but so far, the door to hell remains open, a fiery monument to a massive miscalculation. For our number 8 spot, we're looking at a hole that wasn't created by accident, but by a relentless quest for scientific knowledge. This is the Kola Superdeep Borehole in Russia. It's not a wide crater you could fall into, but it is one of the most terrifying holes on this list, because of its sheer, unimaginable depth. From the surface, all you see is a small, welded-shut metal cap in a derelict building, but beneath that cap is a hole that plunges over 7.5 miles, or 12,262 meters, straight down into the Earth's crust. That's deeper than the deepest point of the ocean. The project began in the 1970s, during the Cold War. It was a scientific space race, but instead of going up, the Soviets decided to go down. The United States had its own deep drilling project, but the Soviets were determined to go deeper, to literally pierce the skin of our planet and see what was inside. For 20 years, they drilled, pushing the limits of technology. The temperatures and pressures at that depth were insane. The drills would break, the equipment would melt. It was an epic struggle against the planet itself. The scientists made some incredible discoveries. They found water miles deep, where it was thought to be impossible. They found microscopic fossils of single-celled organisms from over 2 billion years ago, but they also encountered extreme challenges. At the bottom of the hole, the temperature reached a blistering 356 degrees Fahrenheit, or 180 degrees Celsius, twice as hot as they had predicted. The rock at that depth behaved more like a plastic than a solid, making further drilling almost impossible. The project was officially stopped in 1992, but this is where the story gets really creepy. A bizarre legend started to circulate, claiming that the real reason they stopped drilling was that they had broken through into something terrifying. The story goes that scientists lowered a microphone into the borehole to listen to the sounds of tectonic plates moving. Instead, they recorded what sounded like the screams of thousands of tormented souls. The legend of the Well to Hell recording spread like wildfire. While it's been widely debunked as a hoax, the idea of drilling so deep that you could hear the sounds of a literal hell is just too terrifying to ignore. At number 7, we're heading to the rugged landscape of Texas Hill Country to explore a hole with a name that, honestly, says it all: the Devil's Sinkhole. This isn't just a hole, it's a colossal vertical cavern that plunges straight down into the darkness. The opening is about 50 feet wide, but it opens up into a massive chamber below, reaching a staggering depth of 350 feet. To put that in perspective, you could drop the Statue of Liberty inside and it would disappear completely. It's one of the largest single-chamber caves in Texas, and its history is as deep and dark as the hole itself. For centuries, this place was considered sacred and mysterious by Native American tribes. Archaeologists have found ancient artifacts and even burial sites in and around the sinkhole, suggesting it was a place of great spiritual importance. They've recovered arrowheads and tools that are thousands of years old. But with the arrival of settlers, the sinkhole's reputation changed. It became a place of legend and fear, a supposed gateway to the underworld, hence its ominous name. People were terrified of it, and for good reason. The sheer vertical drop makes it incredibly dangerous. There have been several tragic deaths over the years. One story tells of a man who was chasing his dog near the edge, and both fell in. Another involves a Civil War-era legend about a cowboy hiding treasure inside, who met a grim fate. These incidents, combined with the desire to protect the sinkhole's fragile ecosystem and historical artifacts, led to access being severely restricted. Today, the site is a state natural area, and you can't just wander up to the edge. The opening is covered by a heavy-duty grate, but the most incredible thing about the Devil's Sinkhole happens every evening from spring through fall. It is home to one of the largest colonies of Mexican free-tailed bats in Texas. We're talking about 3 to 4 million bats. As the sun sets, they emerge from the sinkhole in a massive swirling vortex, a batonado that can be seen for miles. It's an absolutely breathtaking spectacle of nature, as millions of creatures pour out of this dark hole to hunt for the night. It's a reminder that even in the darkest, most dangerous places, life can thrive in the most spectacular ways. For our number 6 spot, we are visiting another blue hole, but this one is the undisputed king of them all. Welcome to Dean's Blue Hole in the Bahamas. While the blue hole in Egypt is famous for its danger, Dean's Blue Hole is famous for its sheer, record-breaking depth. It is the second deepest known saltwater blue hole in the world, plunging an astonishing 663 feet, or 202 meters, into the abyss. From above, it's a perfect dark navy blue circle set against the shallow bright turquoise waters of a Bahamian bay. It looks like the planet has a pupil. This incredible depth makes it a mecca for the world's best freedivers, athletes who dive to extreme depths on a single breath of air. Competitions are held here regularly, with divers pushing their bodies to the absolute limit. But with extreme sport comes extreme danger. The immense pressure at these depths can cause lung squeeze, where lung capillaries rupture, and blackouts from lack of oxygen, which are often fatal if a diver is alone. The descent into the cold, dark water is a battle against the body's most basic instinct to breathe. Tragically, this beautiful location has been the site of accidents. In 2013, a talented competitive freediver named Nicholas Mavoli was attempting to break a record. He surfaced from a dive to 236 feet, gave the OK signal, and then lost consciousness 30 seconds later. Despite frantic efforts to revive him, he never woke up. It was the first death during an official international freediving competition, and it sent a shockwave through the sport. It was a brutal reminder of the thin line these athletes walk between glory and tragedy every time they dive into the silent darkness. Just like the Devil's Sinkhole, local legends add to the hole's mystique. The story goes that Dean's Blue Hole was dug by the devil himself, and that at the bottom, he waits to drag people down. Locals often say they avoid swimming there, believing it to be a place of evil. Whether it's the devil or the unforgiving laws of physics, there's no denying the danger that lurks in the depths of Dean's Blue Hole. It's a place of world records and profound beauty, but also of immense risk and deep sorrow. Cracking our top 5 is a hole so enormous it's hard to believe it was dug almost entirely by hand. This is the Kimberley Mine in South Africa, also known as the Big Hole. This is not a natural formation, it's the colossal scar left behind by one of the world's biggest diamond rushes. From 1871 to 1914, over 50,000 miners armed with nothing but picks and shovels descended on this hill and completely hollowed it out in a frantic search for diamonds. What they left behind is one of the largest hand-dug excavations on the planet. The sheer scale of this thing is mind-boggling. The hole has a surface area of 42 acres and is over 1,500 feet wide. The miners dug down to a depth of 787 feet, and in the process, they moved an estimated 22.5 million tons of earth, all for the chance to find a few shiny stones, and find them they did. Over 6,000 pounds, or 2,722 kilograms, of diamonds were pulled from this hole, including some of the most famous diamonds in the world. It was a place of immense wealth, but it came at an incredible human cost. The conditions for the miners were absolutely brutal. It was dangerous, back-breaking work under the scorching African sun. There were no safety regulations. Cave-ins were common, and miners often fell to their deaths in the chaotic and crowded pit. The competition for claims was fierce, and the living conditions in the mining town that sprang up around the hole were squalid and unsanitary. Thousands of men died here, not just from accidents in the mine, but also from diseases, thirst, and the intense heat. It was a desperate and deadly gamble for a better life. Today, the Big Hole is filled with water, creating a stunning, eerie green lake at the bottom. The once chaotic mining camp is now a tourist attraction, with a museum and a viewing platform that lets you stare down into the abyss created by human greed and determination. It serves as a powerful monument to the thousands of lives that were changed and lost in the Great Diamond Rush. It's a hole that represents both the incredible fortunes that were made and the tragic price that was paid to unearth them. At number 4, we have a hole that you don't even need to fall into for it to kill you. This is the Berkeley Pit in Butte, Montana, and it is, honestly, one of the most toxic places in America. This former open-pit copper mine is a colossal hole, over a mile long, half a mile wide, and more than 1,780 feet deep. But you know, the real danger isn't its size, it's what fills it. After the mine was shut down in 1982, the massive pumps that kept the groundwater out were turned off. The pit began to fill with water, and what resulted is a toxic chemical soup. The water that seeped in became dangerously acidic as it dissolved the heavy metals and minerals from the surrounding rock. We're talking about a brew of copper, arsenic, cadmium, zinc, and sulfuric acid. The water at the surface has a pH of around 2.5, which is, as acidic as lemon juice or stomach acid. It is so toxic that it can actually dissolve metal. The pit is essentially a giant 50 billion gallon battery. It's a designated Superfund site, one of the largest in the country, and a testament to the devastating environmental legacy of mining. The danger of this toxic lake is very real. In 1995, a flock of snow geese landed on the pit's water to rest during their migration. Over 340 of them were found dead, their insides burned and corroded by the acidic water. The incident was a horrifying wake-up call. Since then, the mine operators have set up a massive program to keep birds away, using loudspeakers, spotlights, and even rifle reports to scare them off. You can visit the pit and look at it from a viewing stand, but there are warning signs everywhere about the danger. The situation is, honestly, a ticking time bomb. The water level in the pit is constantly rising. If it reaches a certain level, known as the critical level, it could begin to seep into and contaminate the local groundwater supply, poisoning the drinking water for the entire city of Butte. Scientists are working around the clock on a water treatment plant to pump and clean the water before that happens. The Berkeley Pit is a terrifying, man-made disaster, a beautiful but deadly reminder of the long-term consequences of our actions on the environment. We're back in the Bahamas for our number 3 spot, at another deadly blue hole with an incredible secret. This is Sawmill Sink, located on Abaco Island. On the surface it looks like a small, unassuming pond in the middle of a pine forest. You could walk right by it and not think twice. But beneath the surface it opens up into a massive, deep cavern that has been a death trap for millennia. The hole is about 110 feet deep, but what makes it so unique and dangerous is the layer of hydrogen sulfide that sits about 60 feet down. This milky, toxic layer of gas is created by bacteria and is completely anoxic, meaning it has zero oxygen. Anything that swims or falls into this layer will suffocate. For divers, penetrating this cloud is like flying through a soupy, poisonous fog. It completely blocks out the sunlight from above, plunging them into absolute darkness. But for the scientists who brave these conditions, what lies beneath that toxic cloud is an unparalleled scientific treasure. The anoxic environment is the perfect preservative. Below the hydrogen sulfide layer, the bottom of Sawmill Sink is a prehistoric graveyard. For thousands of years, animals that fell into the sinkhole and sank through the toxic layer were perfectly preserved. Scientists have discovered the skeletons of giant tortoises that are now extinct, crocodiles that once roamed the island, and dozens of species of birds that haven't been seen in centuries. It's a perfectly preserved snapshot of a lost world, a paleontological gold mine that is rewriting the history of the Bahamas. But the sinkhole has also claimed human victims. The same features that trapped ancient animals make it incredibly dangerous for the untrained. The story goes that the sinkhole got its name from an old sawmill that used to be nearby. A man working at the mill went missing, and his body was later found in the sinkhole. It's a place where the line between scientific wonder and mortal danger is incredibly thin. Sawmill Sink is a time capsule to a lost world, but it's a time capsule that jealously guards its secrets in a poisonous embrace. Our runner-up for the most dangerous hole on Earth is a man-made crater so vast, it creates its own weather. This is the Mirny Diamond Mine in Siberia, Russia. If you thought the Kimberley mine was big, this thing is on another level. It is an absolute monster of a hole, a spiraling abyss that is over 1,700 feet deep and nearly 3/4 of a mile wide. It is the second largest excavated hole in the world, and looking at pictures of it is just dizzying. The nearby town of Mirny, with 37,000 people, is perched right on the edge of this terrifying void. This mine was the Soviet Union's first and largest diamond mine. For 44 years, it was a hub of activity, producing millions of carats of diamonds and making the USSR a major player in the global diamond market. But mining here was an incredible challenge. This is Siberia, one of the coldest places on Earth. The ground is permafrost, frozen solid for most of the year. In the winter, temperatures would drop so low that steel would shatter and tires would crack. They had to use jet engines to thaw the permafrost just so they could dig. The sheer size of the pit created a unique and terrifying danger. The airspace directly above the mine is a no-fly zone for helicopters. Why? Because the pit is so massive and deep that it creates a powerful downward airflow. The temperature difference between the cold air rushing into the pit and the warmer air inside creates a vortex, a whirlpool of air that can literally suck helicopters out of the sky and pull them down into the abyss. There are multiple reports of helicopters crashing after being caught in the mine's deadly downdraft. The mine ceased open pit operations in 2004, but the colossal hole remains. It is a staggering monument to human industry in one of the harshest environments on the planet. The idea of a hole so big it can pull aircraft from the sky is the stuff of science fiction, but for the Murni mine, it's a very real and present danger. It's a terrifying example of how reshaping the planet on such a massive scale can have bizarre and deadly unforeseen consequences. And, at number 1, the most dangerous hole on our list is not the deepest or the most toxic, but it might be the most mesmerizing and architecturally terrifying. This is the Chand Bari stepwell in the village of Abaneri in Rajasthan, India. This isn't a mine or a sinkhole. It's an ancient architectural marvel designed to provide water in an arid region, but its design has made it one of the deadliest structures of its kind. At first glance, it's breathtakingly beautiful, a perfect inverted pyramid, plunging 13 stories, about 100 feet, into the earth. The well is lined with 3,500 narrow symmetrical steps on 3 of its 4 sides. The steps are arranged in a mind-bending geometric pattern that plays tricks on the eye. It looks like an M.C. Escher drawing brought to life. The sheer number of steps and the steep crisscrossing staircases create a dizzying and disorienting effect. There are no handrails. One wrong step, one moment of vertigo, and you could easily tumble down the sharp stone stairs and fall into the dark green water at the bottom. Over the centuries, Chand Bari has earned a chilling reputation. The exact number is unknown, but local legends say that countless people have died here, either by accident or by suicide. The disorienting design makes it incredibly easy to get lost or fall. The water at the bottom is murky and stagnant, and falling into it from such a height would be incredibly dangerous. The stories of accidents and deaths became so numerous that authorities eventually fenced off the main steps, and visitors are no longer allowed to descend into the well. This stunning and dangerous hole has captured the imagination of people worldwide. It's so visually striking that it was even featured in the 2012 movie The Dark Knight Rises as the prison pit that Bruce Wayne had to escape. The combination of its haunting beauty, its ingenious design, and its deadly reputation makes Chand Bari the #1 most dangerous and most fascinating hole on our list. It's a place where human ingenuity and mortal peril are carved into every single one of its 3,500 steps. And there you have it. 10 of the most insane and dangerous holes on planet Earth. From fiery pits and toxic lakes to bottomless oceans and man-made chasms, it's crazy to think what's lurking just beneath our feet. Each one of these places is a testament to the power of nature, or the sheer ambition, and sometimes folly, of humanity. It really makes you appreciate solid ground, doesn't it? Which one of these holes freaked you out the most? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one, and I'm genuinely curious to know what you guys think. Before we move on to our next most dangerous hole, leave us a like, smash that subscribe button, and turn on notifications and you'll win 10 years of incredible luck. No, seriously, it helps the channel out a ton and ensures you don't miss our next epic adventure. We're always on the hunt for the world's most mysterious and mind-blowing locations, and you're not going to want to miss where we're going next. Your support means we can keep making these insane videos for you guys. We're also starting a new segment where we investigate mysteries you find. Have you come across a mysterious photo online and want us to look into it? A strange location on Google Maps? A story you can't explain? Just send it over and we may even feature it on a future video. We're building the best community on YouTube and we want you to be a part of it. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and we'll see you in the next video.